Well, welcome to Scott and Tera's Home Shop. I'm Scott, and that is Lisa. Tera's out there on the mower, and I had this scheduled to go off 15 minutes, so I'm not sure why it started now. But there we are. I'll get Lisa to come over here and will you aim it down here? They saw that. Spin it around, loosen up the knob, hang it down so you can see this. Alright, not sure why it started. I did schedule the 29th is today, right? And I did 1:35. I don't know why, but it is what it is. We're just going to polish these up and make it look like it was factory, hopefully. All right. Anybody else? I can't see the comments, obviously. I used to have a buffing wheel, a deburring wheel for the grinder in there, the grinder that's on the pedestal. Well, I took it off because it got really small and put wire brushes on there, and I don't know if I kept the wheel. It actually worked. It would work great for this. It would polish this to a mirror shine. I didn't like my weld. My welds were structural. I mean, they were, I watched the puddle go in, but I stayed there too long, so I built up too much wire and too much weld, and it wasn't like a stack of dimes like I wanted it to be. And because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, I tried to rely on the just dragging the gun, and I wasn't paying it any attention. Well, I came out with a bad weld. It's not going anywhere. It's not coming off. It's not going to fall off. But it just wasn't. It wasn't a show weld. In other words, it was a grinding weld. Real quick, like it was a grinding weld. Yeah, Peter Noddle said that would have been perfect for TIG. Well, it would, and I could have probably torch welded it. But we have what we have. And yet, no, they're not exactly even. But I did get, like on this one, I did get from here to where it blends in the same all the way around. So when I polish this up, it'll be nice and smooth, a nice smooth transition into the 1-inch pipe, what the muffler screws onto. And then the lawnmower, this one will go on one side and then the other one goes on the other side like that. I'm only doing this because, one, I got time. Two, I got nothing else to do. And also the number three, the main important one should be number one, which it should be number one, but it turned out not to be, is price. They wanted $145 for the 2-in-1 muffler. For both of these pipes to go down in the muffler. They wanted $145 plus shipping and handling. So add another $20 to $30 to that to have it shipped out. And you're talking about 160, 70, 75, 180. And tax, you may be 185, 190. Yeah, yes, the lawnmower, if I get it put together and the lawnmower works and doesn't give me any problems and it cuts grass next year, then it's money well spent, because it still turns out to be cheaper than a brand new riding lawnmower for $4,000. But actually, yeah, $4,000 or $5,000 is the size I need, and it starts from there. It starts from about $4,000 or $5,000, and then goes skyward really fast. So if all that, then this will be won't be in vain. So now let me get back to what it was I was doing here. Let's see if I might need a new Scotch brake pad. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. Hang on just a minute. Lisa, could you text Tera and ask Tera if she can get me my blue short air hose out of the house? I have a short, really small, this is a 1/2 inch, 3/8 air hose. I have a 1/4 inch air hose. That's all this grinder needs, is a 1/4 inch air hose. But holding this hose up is getting tiresome on my arm. buddy. I asked for the hose, and I didn't finish without it, so. There we go. All right. That'll all burn off because it's only 600 degree paint, ceramic coating, 600 degrees. So that'll more than likely burn off, but I don't want the weld to rust in the interim. In the interim, I don't want it to rust in the interim. Yeah, that's actually a little bit of a burr on the inside. Actually, that's really good. I'm feeling about the same amount of burr sticking in. I cut this off. I cut this pipe off with a tubing cutter, with a plumber's big rigid plumbing cutter, tubing cutter, pipe cutter there. Pipe cutter, get it out of my mouth. And I can feel the lip that it turned in. And it feels almost the same all the way around. That's really close to being dead center. And I held both of these with my hand, so I think I did a pretty good job. And so there's, now it looks like it was made to be that way. I wished I'd have gotten some header paint. If I'd have gotten some header paint, then I could have painted these, and it might have stayed on there a little while. Or I could have gotten some header wrap, which I don't need, but like that much, like 3 feet of header wrap, and I could have wrapped these headers just to make it look good. The engine that I'm doing all this to is not a brand new. You would think it was a brand new engine. It's not. It's oh God, it's 10. At least 15 years old. The lady, I got it from my next door neighbor. She let the lawnmower go with the house, and I stayed in contact with every one of the owners that owned the house. And then the last owner, the one that's down there now, I asked him one day how much did he want for that mower, because I already just kind of sort of figured that the average people, the average person, doesn't work on lawnmowers, and it stands a good reason that if you got baby soft smooth hands, which I'm probably going to piss off somebody, but if you got baby soft smooth hands and you wear designer jeans and button-down shirts, that more than likely you're not a lawnmower mechanic, or a mechanic for any main, for that matter. But I guess there are some mechanics that like to dress up. Needless to say, he couldn't fix it. He tried, wound up breaking the plastic hood, getting pissed off at it. So I asked him what he wanted for it. It had 4 flat tires and a busted hood, and I brought it home, and now I have the engine, and the rear end is actually under another one of my lawnmowers. I took the John Deere rear end and put it under a Craftsman mower. Worked out great. Bolted right up. Belt was the same length. All the linkages lined up. And so I now have the engine, and the engine has been up on the shelf for many, many years. And when this 21 horsepower blew up, or quit working, started pumping oil, we got it down off and started this big ordeal. Hopefully, yeah, that's dry. Hopefully that'll last. I mean, I could have blended it a little bit better. You can see right there, it's not quite 100%. It just kind of stops. But over here, it's blended completely in. So just look at it from this side right here. Don't look at it from that side. Stop looking at it. Damn, I'm gonna go over here then. They won't stop looking at it. Well, that won't stay up over there either. Let's see about this one. Yeah, this one's dry. I don't see any light. So, hopefully that's a good thing. Oh, sorry. I'm way over here. The camera's focused on this table right here. So that one's the same way. It's nice and straight. So my mufflers will hang on there straight. I am going to try to buy some gasket material and make this gasket right here. I don't know if I can because this edge is rolled. This edge is rolled. It's not sharp. And that's what you need to put the gasket material on there. And then you go around with a ball peen hammer, you know, around it like that, and cut it on the outside and cut it out. This edge is rolled in there a little bit, and so it's not as sharp. It's not as sharp enough. And I don't have a punch. I don't have gasket punches that big to make that hole. So I don't know. They want Sun South wants $5 per gasket for this, plus $17. $17 or $18 shipping and handling to ship it from one side of the county to the other. So I can get a piece, 12 by 6 or something like that, of exhaust gasket material for $11.99. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So we got these done. Alright, what the hell, y'all can look at them. I got a big old blemish right there. That sucks. So there you go. I may still wind up next week, next check, I may still wind up getting some header paint or seeing how much some header wrap is. Just to wrap that, no other reason. Just to say I did it. And it might help keep the heat. When you're riding in the summertime, the way this hood is designed, the heat coming off the engine is just funnels right back into where you're sitting. It wraps around the mower as you're going forward, and it gets really hot. Your legs get hot, even though it's out in the front of the lawnmower, out in the middle of nowhere. Still, that air comes out from under that hood, comes up through the front, around the motor on the sides, comes around on the sides, and comes right towards you, and just floods you right there where you're sitting. If you stop, it doesn't do it, but as long as you're going down the yard, it does. So there we go. That was a quick one. I got those welded on yesterday, and that's it. Look, you can see where this is. I don't know if this is DOM. Yeah, I think this is DOM, which just means drawn over mandrel. Because it doesn't have a weld seam on it. No, sure doesn't. No. Alright, well, I don't think there's anything else to show. This is a short one today. Thanks for everybody that come by. Like I said, this was supposed to have been a scheduled one 15 minutes later, but as soon as I hit go live, it went live. I thought it would have went over to the timer, but anyway. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Whoa. And thank you, Lisa, for monitoring the channel. Hello, Lisa. And so we will see y'all later. Don't forget, subscribe, leave a comment down below on the regular comment section. Don't forget to give a like. It doesn't cost you a thing to give a like to the video, but it really helps the channel out if you'll go over there and click the like button. And the more likes I get, the more my channel gets noticed. And love your neighbor. If you got a spat going on with a sibling, squash it. Put it behind you. Life's too short to hold resentment towards somebody. Alright, well, for those that just come in, We were yesterday we welded these 1-inch nipples on the end of these header pipes for the lawnmower over there, and we're going to put 2 separate mufflers on there instead of one giant muffler, because that giant muffler would have been close to $200 by the time I got it shipped to the house, plus paying for it. So we're going to put 2 little $7 mufflers on there and be done with that. And so this is our lawnmower project. This was the one with the 21 horsepower engine that we tore apart on the live. And so we've had this engine sitting up on the shelf for 10 or 15 years. I can't remember the exact date that we got it. It's an old wore out motor, but it still runs and it'll cut grass. And so we'll deal with that. I still haven't solved the blade shaking problem, or the deck shaking problem. So we'll address that again when we get the deck under this mower. And also I'm going to try to get, not this year, but maybe next year, I'm going to try to get a yard sweeper. Because I don't know if y'all can see out there or not. See all that brown is out there right there? All that is grass laying on top of the grass. And we try to cut it really close together. Like we've been cutting it twice a week. And it still doesn't come out in small enough pieces to fall down and lay on the ground. It does that. And so that little brown section out there, that's normally green grass. So we're gonna try to get a yard sweeper, pull behind yard sweeper, and this mower right here will more than likely, if it can't get that blade problem solved or that balance problem solved, then we'll use this mower to pull the trailer and to pull the yard sweeper and all that good stuff. Yeah, well, Ryan, what I've done is I have is over there, over top of Lisa's head, right there. And I've tried, what I've done is I've taken my air drill. Hello, Glenn. We're just about ready to leave, Glenn, but I'll go back over it again. So answer Ryan's question. I have Tera's out cutting grass, but I'll give her the high five. Ryan, I put the drill, I put a 1/4-inch adapter in the drill to run a socket, and I spun the blades up to, I think, about 10,000 RPM was what that air drill turns. So probably about 9,000 by the time you factor in the weight of the blade. And the deck didn't move, didn't vibrate, didn't shake, didn't do anything. I did both blades that way. With both blades on, just went from one side to the other, and it just spins it up nice and smooth. It's got to be the belt. I don't know how I got 2 belts doing the same exact thing, but these are cloth covered belts, and so they're different than a fractional horsepower belt, which is one like you'd have on a car or a truck, that had V belts on it, not a serpentine. That's the next thing to try. Maybe somebody will make some serpentine belts to put on there. Glenn, we just polished, we ground and polished the headers for the lawnmower. Those are the headers for the lawnmower. We're going to put 2 button mufflers on there as opposed to one giant muffler, because the giant muffler plus shipping would have been close to $200. And this is going to cost me about $25. So I had to go this way. Plus, I think it might sound kind of cool to have. No, it's just engine paint. I just painted it to keep it from rusting, the weld from rusting, until I get it put on. Right now and later, I'll get some header paint, some ceramic header paint, and I'll clean the pipes up again and put them on. It's 600 degrees, so I don't know what that tailpipe gets that far away from the actual cylinder. Right, no shake if the blades are off. We did do that. We took the blades off, Ryan, and we turned the belt on, and it just ran just as smooth. Oh. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about that deck. It's got a brand new belt, brand new pulleys. The blade towers are brand new. The bearings in the blade towers are brand new. It's on its third belt. The original belt shook. The belt that come with the kit shook. The deck shook, and the one I bought. Well, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to look at, Brian. I put an indicator and indicated all the pulleys, the drive pulley, the belt pulleys, the idler pulleys. They're all running nice and smooth. The shafts on the towers are not out of round. Yes, it does. They're both 42 and the 46 will interchange. We've already swapped the decks. We put this deck under the other mower that Tera's on now, the 42 inch, and we put the 46 under there, which is this one right there is the 46. For those that can't see it, it's right there, sitting over in the corner. Now see, here's the thing, at my house, if it gets pushed over there to the healing corner, that's the healing corner. If it gets pushed over there, it's okay. It's not in danger of being euthanized. But if it makes it around that door and on the outside and then out to the corner, it's all over with but the crying then. So, thanks, Glenn, for stopping by. We got some parts coming. Yes, the shape follows the deck. It follows the deck for sure. I need to get me a real grinder one day. The only problem is the real grinder, they make a 6-inch grinder and an 8-inch grinder. And all I can buy is what I can afford at Home Depot. I used to have a DeWalt bench grinder. Had a nice pull stop switch in the front of it, and it without the wheels on it, it would vibrate across the table. It would just move across the table without any wheels on it. And I got tired of it. I give it away. And I think I give it to my son-in-law, and I think he bolted it down. So space is such a premium here that a lot of the times the grinders sit under the shelf, under the workbench, and then I pull them out when I need them. And so I don't have time or the inclination to bolt them down. I don't even know if you can bolt this one down. Yeah, it's got holes in it. Right there. Right there and right there. Alright, there's Bear behind Lisa. Well, she was right there. But anyway. Nope. It runs, but we put an indicator on it. It's got maybe 5 thousandths run out or less. About 3 to 5 thousandths, I think. You can't even see it moving. It's like it just sits perfectly still. And I've spun enough things up in the lathe to be able to see a shake bad as this thing's shaking. So we're going to put it on. We're going to fire that motor up, or engine up. We're going to engage the blade, and we're going to cut grass until either the motor gives up or the deck falls out from under the mower. I have replaced everything under the deck. I have balanced the blades. It still shakes. I have put new blades on it. It still shakes. I put a whole deck refurbished kit on it. It still shakes. I put 3 belts on it. It still shakes. I've swapped the deck from one mower to the other mower. It still shakes. I have never in my life ever had a problem like this that I couldn't simply fix with, being real meticulous on balancing the blades, like getting them dead center on that little plastic cone and even a tiny bit off, making sure that was out. All that's out. Even check the brand new blades, they're balanced. Even check to make sure they're the same length from the center to the tip of the blade. They're all the same length. I cannot make it stop shaking. So this is a different motor. So if that other crankshaft was bent and I didn't notice it, the chances of this crankshaft being bent the same amount or in the same place, to me, I think is highly unlikely, but we shall see. And there you go. All right, well, I got to run. Oops, sorry about the pinky in the thing. Y'all can follow me on Scott and Tera's Home Shop on Facebook, Scott and Tera's Home Shop YouTube, on Instagram. What else do we have there? Instagram. Well, I don't hardly do anything on Facebook and Instagram. My email address is kj4biz@gmail.com. That's Kilo Juliet 4 Bravo India Zulu @gmail.com. Ryan says, see you, Lisa. Say hi to Tera. We will. Bye, Ryan. So kj4biz.com if y'all want to reach out to me. And also on the about page on YouTube, there's ways that if you want to help support the channel, you can. We don't do t-shirts anymore. We may have a few buttons, but we don't do t-shirts anymore. The company that was doing it went belly up and didn't tell anybody anything. So we will try later on to maybe do it again. All right, thanks for joining. For those that just joined right here at the end, yesterday we welded up these that pieces of pipe onto these headers for this lawnmower engine over here. We're going to put two small button mufflers on each one of these pipes, one on each pipe, instead of the dual muffler, or the single muffler rather, because the single muffler is like $200 shipped to the house. So, all right, with that, I'm going to say au revoir.